share our social media handlers so you can like and follow and subscribe the PCC handlers, the YouTube and LinkedIn. Post all your questions using the chat option. When speaker requests for unmute and if you want to interact anything, then only please unmute. Please be on the mute otherwise. And one PDU will be credited to automatically. And please wait for some time and it will be credited. And our today's session is very interesting, right? I think many of you are going through these. This is a December. How to get the load off you to get visible and promoted. So this is a challenge everybody we are facing right now, I think. So very relevant topic. And today's our topic was brought by Preetha Balakrishnan. And she's really very highly experienced certified coach. Now she's a professional coach certified with 2,500 hours. That's a old news, 1,500 hours is from the Neuro Leadership Institute, accredited by International Coach Federation. And also she's a strong corporate background she's having. Worked in multinational companies like Infosys, GE, Deloitte, over close to 20 years in HR consulting and coaching. Has successfully coached senior leadership and professionals across diverse geographies and industries, and is a TEDx speaker, creator of online courses, challenges, specializing in leveraging tools like neuroscience, NLP, and psychometrics for leadership, development, and personal transformation. And I want to add one thing, she's very energetic during my dry runs and all. What I observed is she's very energetic. And let's welcome Preetha Balakrishnan.
Hi, Saujanya. Thank you so much for the introduction. And I can see how energetic you are. That gives me the energy.
Yeah, it came from you, maybe. So, guys, today's session we are not taking in a regular way of the PPT mode. It will be more interactive way where it's in a question and answer way. Also, your participation is very core for this particular session because it's everyone's problem and everyone would like to know how to get promoted, how to load off. So, once again, welcome everyone. Before we begin, a quick check in. If you have ever felt like work success comes with an invisible load, just drop thumbs up in the chat. Yeah, lot of. Today's conversation is about something many of us feel but rarely say out loud, the pressure to perform, to fit in, to carry expectations quietly. So we'll explore whether success and visibility really need to feel this heavy or if there is a smarter and lighter way. Let me bring in our speaker to start us off. Today we are discussing whether we can reduce the pressure on individuals when it comes to success, promotion and visibility. So you have a question now, Preetha. And Rasagna, can you spotlight?
Yes, done.
Both of us bring on the screen.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Preetha, do you think we can take the load off us for success, promotion, and visibility?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. And I do. And here, what I first of all want is if you can switch your videos on, it'll be of great help because these kind of, I know it's a Sunday morning.
No, I said
Thank
to
you
off the
so much.
videos.
Rambi
It's okay.
Durai, Ravindranath Kohli, Abdul Hasib. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Shubha. So, if you only if you put your videos on, can we interact better, right, Saujanya? Uh,
Yeah, yeah, it's
yeah,
okay.
and I first of all, I think thanks to Saujanya for bringing this up, and we were wondering what's the topic. Thank you, Srinivas, sir. Thank each one of you. I request you to put your videos on so that we can interact better. And this question, Saujanya, before we get on to it, I want to make it a little more lighter. Do you all, but quick question I'm going to ask you all. what do you have on your refrigerator door? For you to get
Yeah,
up.
interesting question.
Just in a word, anyone, what do you have on your refrigerator door? Just
All the memories for me.
I have a lot of magnets there.
Yeah.
One of it, of course, being our family picture there. Trip memories, yes. Manufacturing, okay, yeah. Vacation magnets, yeah. I think most of it have that. Wonderful, wonderful. Yeah, so let's just put that up there and get up for this session. I'm sure all of you have something in your mind. PMI magnets, water intake count, wonderful. Ajay, super coach. Okay. So, yeah, I request all of you to participate so that we can understand this concept. It's a little bit of a unique and an innovative concept that I'm going to introduce here. My daughter's sticky notes, Vijay, wonderful. Syed, sir, I'm the best. Wow. Oh, that's nice. An affirmation. And wonderful. So keep typing out there and yes, to get up, basically for us all to wake up, right, Saujanya? Okay, on a Sunday
Yeah.
morning. Hey, so wonderful. So as you keep typing that as to what is there in your refrigerator door, I'll actually, yeah, I'll give it another, how much a minute I gave, Saujanya, for them to finish
Yeah,
this
you can give.
budget
You are
was
the master.
so budget versus expenditure for the month. Wonderful.
This is on the refrigerator.
Family picture. Santosh. Wonderful. Okay. So if you've all finished typing, you can say yes, and I can move on to the question that actually Sajani asked. No refrigerator, no problem. Something you must be having somewhere that you can put it up there, Krishna. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
The speaker is on
Preetha,
mute.
you're on mute. Can you
Oh,
unmute?
okay.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Okay.
So is it daughters painting family picture? So once, okay, wonderful. So I think we're great answers. Thank you so much. And I hope all of you have woken up for the session now, okay, with this refrigerator question. So let me get into answering what Saujanya asked for us. Is this really possible, right, Saujanya, that
Yeah, yeah.
you get the load off us. I mean, in the beginning, some of them said, I don't have any invisible road. So those are those very lucky ones, probably. We have loads in our own way. Like we have, I hope all of you are okay with English, right? English, Hindi, Telugu,
No, 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 English.
all of
Yeah.
you. Yeah. So we have those loads that are there, which are invisible, which we probably are not even aware of. And this is going to be the session all about that. Absolutely, we can take those loads off. But I had a question, and to answer this, can you put that poll up there, Saujanya?
Yeah.
To
Rasagna, can
further,
you?
yeah,
Yeah.
to further
Yeah.
take this topic ahead, just put that poll up there. Banu says nothing blank. That's fine. So please answer this poll, which will help us get into the topic further quickly. What is this all about? How do we take the load off us? So once you've finished, maybe we can put up the result there of the question that we've just asked you, and you can let us know, Saujanya. And
Yeah, yeah.
please keep your videos on. I request. It's a genuine request because I know that's when we can interact more on this particular topic. Mohammed Khan, sir, Shivapriya, Stacy, Sim, Subhashish, all of you are there. Arvind Reddy, Venkat Satya, Mohammed, so many. Lalit, I'm so thankful that all of you have joined. Rajesh, Belana, Veer, please put your videos on. I request you to put your videos on. So do we have the poll answer there, Sojanya?
Yeah. Rasagna, can you show off the answers? Can you present?
Yep. So the question was, I hope the question was clear. Question is,
Yeah.
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 Can
It's S
we
is
be,
62% S.
62%. That's a very
Yeah.
mature population there. So can we be like someone else or think in different situations? Okay, so the question slightly, so basically the question is, can we be like someone else or something
Yeah.
in different situations that we face in our lives? You, I hope, so slightly the question has been changed, but that's okay. So basically,
Yeah.
I need to see the chat interaction. I'm not able
So
to.
it is S is
Yeah.
mostly they answered S. Now we
Okay.
want to hear from you.
Yeah, so wonderful. So I was just getting into one second. So just a second, I'm not able to see the chat on this thing. Yeah, there I go. Perfect. Okay, so what I wanted to check is many a times, absolutely the answer is yes. We can be like someone else or something. That is, many times in situations in a corporate kind of a situation, or even in our lives, right? You see a particular quality in an individual. How many of you
Correct.
do that? How many of you see this quality in a meeting? You've worked really hard, and the meeting is going on. There is this person who comes up there and just speaks excellently. Not probably has put in that much of an effort, but speaks fluently, speaks excellently. And at the end of it, it seems as though that person is taking the credit while you have put the work. Has this happened? Yes, no, maybe please put yes, yes. Vijay says yes. Tambidure says yes, yes. And you always think, I wish I had that quality. I wish I was able to speak like that individual. That one characteristic, if I had, I probably, for all the effort that I have put, I probably, would be there, the success, or I would have probably got promoted. Yeah, Madhusudan. So that's exactly what I'm trying to, that's what is what's in it for you today. Ravindranath sir, Abdul, all of you. So using a technique to effortlessly
फ्लैश
adopt,
खींचे करते हैं
yeah, are powerful traits from others. Like I can see Sojanya has some traits probably which I don't have. But I would love to use some traits that Sojanya has that I don't have. And that's the essence of the session today. And using a technique, we are going to do that. How can I effortlessly adopt powerful traits of others to elevate my own performance? Are you with me? Can you say yes, no, maybe? Are you with me?
Yeah.
As to what is the session goal? Okay, this is the session goal. Srinivas Ravuri, thank you. All of you agreed. Agreed. Syed, thank you. You've agreed. Okay, wonderful. Venkatramana, sir, all of you. Okay, so this is where we are, Saujanya. Okay, so this
Yes.
is the
So
session goal. Yeah.
really interesting. But
Mhm.
let's begin with the most natural doubt. When work feels demanding and expectations are high, is it fair to ask whatever you're saying, is it really possible?
Okay, this is a wonderful question, and most of them ask this question when I take this session. Okay, for that, what I want to do is quickly, I want each one of you to imagine your childhood imaginations. What were your childhood imaginations? Can you quickly, in a word, maximum a sentence? I imagined myself to be maybe PT Usha. I imagined myself, and I would actually run. And as PT, I would think I'm PT Usha, and I would run and I would come first. It has happened. This is true story. Okay. Like that, I want you to, in a word and a maximum sentence, what is it that you have imagined yourself as in your childhood? Can you please type in a word, maximum a sentence? Want to be a fly fighter, skiffy, scientific is it related? Okay. IPS, Kiran Bedi, wonderful. Scientist. Some of you probably have achieved it, some of you have not. Doctor, army, sportsman. I remember Kapil Dev, Elon Musk, cricketer, defense officer. See, look at the kind of childhood imagination, okay? And what I want to, Air Force, okay, what I want to emphasize here is as a child, I actually have played this game. I'm sure, Sajana, you would have played this. Didi Didi. I used to wear the
Yeah.
sari of my mom, take a stick, and actually hit the bed really hard. Keep quiet. And I used to play this role of Didi Didi, teacher, teacher. And when I played that role, I was totally in it, playing that role of either a teacher or a Didi Didi or whatever it is. Wanted to be an engineer like my father, Sachin Tendulkar, Air Force. Some of you have achieved it, some of you have not, probably most of you have. But what I'm trying to say here is when we were a child, we imagined something and we did that. I remember my brother, he used to have this, I'm sure all of you would have done this, fast way, a thing that he would be on and he would go really zooming fast, run and reach a particular point thinking he's Batman. thinking he is some man, okay, Superman, whatever. In our India, it is, I forget that. What is that? Batman.
Shaktiman.
Shaktiman, exactly.
Shaktiman.
So in Shaktiman, right? We imagine that, and when we are imagined that as children, aren't we that? Aren't we that? Please put a yes, no, maybe in the this thing. When you imagine when you were a child and when you imagine your Shaktiman and you went fast and reached a particular, you were that, weren't you? That is what we are going to tap today. And how are we going to tap that core kind of a pure self that we had when we were a child? Where is that gone? Is it there? How many of you have that? Is it still there? That core self? How many of, is it still there? Yes, no, maybe please type in the
Yes.
yes, it's there, Saujanya. For yeah, so wanted to be in. Can you please type in the box? No. Satyanarayana sir says no. Fair enough. Subhashi says yes. Yeah, it's very difficult to define, sir. I agreed. Perfect. But that's where I'm actually bringing the concept of alter ego, where we need a technique to be in touch with that core self. I'm not saying that we have to be like a child or childish, but there were certain things that we did when we were a child without that fear. We were ruthless. We were very powerful. With us, yes, Saujanya, I like that smile. I don't know what it means.
Yeah. No,
It still
I
looks
was
like a
really,
spider bite to become a. Okay.
no, the Firoz. I'm also waiting for that spider bite. That was
Still looks
interesting in
for
the
spider
chart.
bite to prefer. Okay.
He's
So,
waiting for the spider bite to become a Spider-Man. That made me smile.
okay. Oh, nice. I know. I wish we had all of that. But the question that I'm going to therefore ask is when,
Yeah.
of course. So let's move on. So I'm going to
Yeah.
introduce this concept called alter ego, which will help you be in touch with that core self. Okay.
Is
So,
it?
hmm.
Oh,
So
so you what you're saying is that it is all possible, whatever it's really possible, but not by doing more. It's about doing things differently, right? That's what I understood. It's a little differently things might be done, and if that is really true, and you're saying alter ego can be there, then my next question would be, do we really need to have a split personality or something if we need to have an alter ego? Many people
okay. So
worry
now
that
let me.
changing how they show up at work
Okay.
means pretending or acting, right? To
Yeah.
have an alter ego.
I understood, Sojanya. So my basically the concept that I'm going to introduce is alter ego, or there is a technique which will help us, sort of play various roles that we play in our lives. Okay, now I want to, so that we can meet our goals, roles, so that we effectively to play the roles so that we meet our goals. Okay, my question to all of you is, tell me, what do you understand by alter ego? What is your definition? I know you can Google up, you can see there'll be 10,001 definitions out there. Go ahead. If you want to do that, do it. Tell me, what is the definition that you think is alter ego? And that's what I'm introducing. What is this concept? Childhood imagination, as a thodi we can become a child, all that is fine, but let's true self. Venkat Ramana sir says true self. Okay. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Customize your ego as per situation. Wonderful. Shravan says masjid. Okay. Is it something related to super ego concept? Okay. Lalit sir, not really, but we'll get there. We'll talk about it. So basically what you can have, yeah, alternate identity. Okay. Shanmukha Rao, I'll give you a 5 there. That's absolutely right. Another side of a person, reverse psychology, someone other than our current self, Abdul Hasib, Krishna Amara, not having ego, taking behind second self, Ravi, that 5 there, alter ego needs good practice. Absolutely. Okay, so let me define alter ego for you. Someone said having that other self, second self, Ravi Tej Verma sir says, governed by social obligations. Okay, I understand. So I just want to quickly bring the concept and definition of what it is basically means it's an alternate personality. Okay, alter ego is nothing but a bringing up that alternate personality or creating a person's secondary or alternative personality. Okay, and the whole essence of this concept is that there is, again going back to this childhood imagination and that core self, there is a power that we have within us which is ruthless, fearless, and powerful. And you have every right to tap that, right? So please type RFP and yes, ruthless, fearless, and powerful. And we have every right to tap the force and use it in our own RFPs. Yes, thank you so much for participating. Right? So, this is what, Sajanya, a person's secondary or alternative personality. And to answer to your question, so people will start wondering, so if alter ego is alternative or personality, does it mean we have to be split personalities? That is what you asked. You went
Yeah.
ahead, you already researched about alter ego and you have gone ahead and asked that question, right?
Yeah.
So do you all have that question, split personality
Yes.
question? Yes,
Don't
yes.
you guys, I'm asking audience, if this thought has crossed your mind before, drop a thumbs up in the chat.
Arvind is nodding.
I'm seriously have that question, split personalities. Does
Yeah,
it really mean?
yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
many
So,
thumbs
so
ups you can see, Preeta.
I can say, oh my God, oh my God. Okay, I know that question. That
Yeah,
movie is there, no, where that fellow is turns into a different person in the night and is something in the morning.
correct.
Again, I don't remember it's a very famous movie.
అపరిచితుడు.
Apachita.
Yes.
Now, in Aparichitadu, you
Yeah,
have basically this person and he has an issue because he is not aware that he is becoming that in the night, right? Do you all agree with me? This guy is not aware. So that is split personality. So there is a difference between split personality and alternative personality. Alternative personality is something that you consciously are bringing up. In this, so the split personality, you might have to go to a psychiatrist, you have to work on it because you're not even aware something is happening and you're becoming that, right? So please say conscious in the,
bring your conscious. Okay.
you need to consciously bring it up and you need to develop it. And that's where we are talking about alter ego in terms of developing that alternative personality when it is required. Like Lalit sir is saying, governed personality, right? Perfect.
Yeah.
So split personality is not something I'm asking you to be. Please, what
Okay.
I'm saying is alternative personality. So Ravindranath Kohli,
That's an
put
important
your hand on.
clarification.
I don't know what this lady is talking, or I don't know what question you have, but please come up with your questions if there is any. Okay. So when I'm saying this, what we're basically getting into, Sajanya, is that not split personality, but alternative. So that essence, ruthless,
Yes.
fearless, powerful essence that we need to tap into to build a personality that is required in a particular situation. Now,
Wonderful.
yeah. Now go ahead. You do you
That's
have?
an important clarification from you, Preeta. This isn't about being fake or being a split personality, but
Yes.
about being intentionally bring your cautious based on the situation. So if it's not about pretending, then naturally the next confusion will be like, does it really mean? So you already clarified
Oh,
that how this will be meaningful, being cautious and on the situation, how to work. So
yeah.
what we are really addressing here is uncertainty. And that's completely normal when we are unlearning old ideas. Now we are trying to unlearn and how to get a new ideas. And then lead many people to say, some of us feel we are already doing everything right.
Hmm.
So this I anyway do. What is
Mhm.
a big deal?
Yeah. Okay. So let me now bring into. I want to quickly ask, and I have actually not got into what exactly alter ego means. I want to quickly ask how many roles each one of us play in our lives. Can you put a number there? How many roles do we play? Father, son, husband, boyfriend, girlfriend, partner, community saver, researcher. So five. See, look at the numbers coming up. 12, 5. I'm very surprised. Kata says five. Multiple, Kiran says. Okay. I love when the numbers come up. Countless. Vijay says countless. Okay, no limits. Satyanath. Yeah, absolutely. 12 plus. So Shravan clearly knows that in my life I played 12 plus roles. There are few others who say 5 and that's all I play. Okay, there are actually so many roles. Depends on the situation. Soumya says situational based. Perfect, absolutely. Now, this is where alter ego will help. What we are trying to do here is we are, you know, it's very natural for a human being to play this so many roles, okay? And we get lost in playing these roles. And whether it is a woman leader or a leader or whatever leader, many times for example, there is this load of a role of a good person that we need to play. It's a role. I need to be good always in my life. Any situation, I will be good. Now, sometimes I'm not saying you need to be a bad person, but the characteristic of being a good person, wherever you go, there is that load. So instead of the roles starting to play on us, we decide what roles we want to play. So, that should be the essence. Would you like that? Like, I know that, I mean, as a woman, when I'm playing the role of a mother, right? Sometimes I go to office, I continue playing the role of a mother. I'm not switched. So I'm playing the role of a mother even in every situation, whether it is with my husband, with my child, with even with my team members. So I have to switch with you. So similarly, you might be playing the role of a father. You might be playing the role of a corporate boss when you come back home. So the essence here is switch. So please put in the the chat box switch. Okay. And that's what we do anyway. How many of us switch? Do we do it effectively? Switch and effectively? Okay, switch is fine. And how many of us effectively switch? Say yes. Once you say switch, say effectively switch, say yes. Okay. Now, what I'm going to introduce is the why of alter ego. Context switch. Yes. So, the why of alter ego is facing so many situations in our life, right? In a playful and an empowering approach is what the alter ego helps us do. It helps us tackle fear playfully. It helps us tackle anything playfully and willingly, and that's where the fun element comes in. Okay, for alter ego, and that's what I'm going to further sort of capture, saying you are developing this alternative personality. You need to switch roles because you have so many roles you need to play in your life. You're in your office wanting to become prominent, wanting to become visible, but there are situations that probably is not making you be that. And you have to tap this natural part that is there in you. This is again a load. Okay, where is that core self gone? I think I've lost it. Some people don't even want to tap that. That's fine. Probably they're there. It's not that this is a new concept. You are already probably doing it, but we're trying to get a structure to it. And the how part of it is where I want to bring in one slide here. Which is something, if you can give me a share, I'll just bring in one
Yeah,
slide.
you have. Are you able to share?
Yeah. So, yeah. I want to quickly ask you this particular movie, how many of you have seen? Jab We Met. No, sorry, not Jab We Met. What do you call? I'm forgetting the name of the movie. This is
रब
my
ने बना
agent's
दी
pitch.
जोड़ी
जब
Rab
ने
De
बना
Bana. Yeah. In Rab De Banadi Jodi, our Shah Rukh Khan is playing two roles, right? I want to quickly ask you which one is the alter ego that he's playing. He's this docile, very simple kind of a husband role, and then he moves into this dance partner of his own wife. Wife is very interested in dancing, but in the night she goes for dance classes, and he goes in the group and changes into this flamboyant dancer. and becomes her partner, and of course they win the show, and that's a different thing. Who is the alter ego in this? Quickly, can you just type in the comment box whether is it the docile Shah Rukh Khan or is it the flamboyant Shah Rukh Khan? So just type DS or FS. Docile Shah Rukh Khan is the alter ego or the flamboyant Shah Rukh Khan is the alter ego. Can you quickly type which one is the alter ego? Oh, I'm not able to. Okay, yeah. FS, 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 FS. Wonderful. Okay. So more Venkat Hari sir says DS. Maruti Rama says FS. I think more. Okay. Perfect. Randir Shoaib. Okay. Ravindranath sir says Satyendra Rath. He says DS. Ravindranath Kohli, he's saying. So there are, okay, so wonderful. We've got an essence, like sort of I can see what people think of this, who is the alter ego. So we've been defining alter ego and all, but we don't know who's actually the alter ego. And that's what I'm getting into. Most of you, barring 2-3 of you, have said DS. And what if I tell you the alter ego is actually DS and not FS? So what I mean here is, when you ask this question to any population, CEOs, leaders, coaches, Olympians, all at the realm of the career that they are in, all of them, 95 and above percent say that alter ego is FS. And that's not the answer. 95, in fact, 99% of them say FS is the alter ego, which is the flamboyant Shah Rukh Khan. But the answer, and therefore, I'm going to put in another, we'll get into the actual thing, which is another question, okay? How many of you have seen Superman and Clark Kent? Who is the alter ego in this? Superman or Clark Kent? Same question again. Okay, now of course all of you have answered it, right? Nirmala still says Superman. Syed says Clark Kent. Banu says Clark Kent. Shoaib says Clark Kent. Yeah. I've already given you the answer. So the whole thing that we need to understand here, all of you, we are like running out of time. So I suddenly thought I should get into the topic. So CK. So basically, alter ego is not Superman. Alter ego is Clark Kent. Superman is the person who's actually born already super. He's born with those characteristics. He's born with that magic. We are all born with those characteristics. We are all born with the magic, that core self that I was talking about. What has Superman done? He created this personality called Clark Kent. And whenever it was required, he zoomed into being Superman. That is, he would he created this docile characteristics. He had the spectacles and all that. Suppose you imagine if Superman sat in the office with his dress, super dress. People like, what is wrong with this guy? Or they'll be in a awe and they'll probably take a selfie with him, right? In this today's generation. But the point that I'm trying to say is alter ego is actually not Superman, and that's where we get low. So we don't have to be super always. We can lay low and create a personality that is required for us to play that particular role in that particular situation and get. So how is all this linked to visibility and promotion? What is this lady taking? I mean, what is this? Why should I? Right,
Yeah.
Sazanya?
Yeah. See, occasionally, consistently. So actually, it's very interesting that the difference seems to be between doing something occasionally. The Superman becoming a Superman is occasionally. The superpowers we are showing occasionally and doing it consciously and consistently. So that's where I really it's interesting. And now here comes a very practical and concern. I think every person, audience has this question in their mind. this is a real world fear, especially in form of high pressure environments we are all living in, then playfully and willingly is not something that would be accepted in a corporate world. How do
Yeah,
I deal with this? How is this
exactly.
really linked to the visibility and promotion?
Yeah, so that's exactly what we are getting into. So I've basically told you the concept of what, because see, once we define alter ego, we thought alternative personality, fine. But when I brought in Superman and Clark Kent, we actually don't even know what alter ego means. Alter ego
Right.
is something that you're creating in that situation for you to deal with that situation. And what, so when I asked you the first question, can you be someone else? Some people would ask me, why should I be someone else? I know what I am. I am good at what I am. I will be me, and that's it. I don't want to be
Right.
Shantanu. I don't want
Right.
to be Dharani. I don't want to be whoever. Santosh. I will be me. I know everything. Right? That is excellent. But you're also looking at this person and saying, I wish I could talk like that person. So it is more about trying to imbibe those characteristics of the individual. So now I'm going to bring in another concept here. Are you all okay with bringing in a concept as one more slide? Okay.
Yes,
This,
Preeta.
yeah. So,
Yeah, we are eager to know
yeah.
actually how we deal with this in the corporate world and
Yeah.
how it is related.
Absolutely. So the concept, I'm also aware of the time. The concept is, which is what I want to bring in, is about the field of play. So, okay, this is the field of play is where we define the various roles that we play in our life. The field of play. The core self, which I said, which is the childhood from childhood नींची childhood से जो होता है core self that gets covered by in this whole concept of alter ego there is something called field of play model which is talking about this core self getting covered with various influences core drivers, belief layer, action layer, field of play there. Field of play is nothing but what is happening. Now, quickly I'll tell you. So I'm not going to get into theory, but I'm just saying, so this core self that we have, that childhood self, is getting covered by one, two, three, and probably 100 layers. But from a theory standpoint, core driver layer one is nothing but attitude, beliefs. So now let me just go to the, attitude, belief, values, perceptions, experience, expectations, layer one. Layer two is action layer, where you're talking about skills, competence, knowledge, behaviors, reaction, actions, reactions. Okay. Then action layer, that is the layer three. So core self, layer one, layer two, layer three is nothing but layer four is the field of play layer, which is physical environment, circumstances, constraints, people, places, things, and how we are interacting with all of this, right? So, how do we keep this core self in place? Many times what happens is each layer we have one our own talk going on. Okay, like your it says, okay, now let me just I want to get some examples here. So when we say layer one, okay, it is talking about family, nation, race, idea, gender, religion, community, all of those layers that comes in, and it is covering the core layer. Now, when you are trying to act like someone else, just that characteristic, it could be that some layer comes and influences the core self that is there, and therefore you delay the decision making process. It could be that there is a belief or there is an attitude that you have, and it is covering the core self, and therefore you're not able to take that decision in a particular meeting that needs to be taken. So, why not I take that characteristic of, say, Mr. Krishna that I feel, is very good for me in that situation? I may have a different belief, but at that point, I see what Krishna's characteristic is very it's benefiting me. I take that and I play it in that particular role that I'm playing or field of play that I'm playing. So, because you're playing a game, okay, the game, and that's why the fun element. So, how do you bring this? How do you call a different, what do you call, personality, which may have different values for all you know, for you to play that particular situation or the role is what we are getting at. Okay. So the core self, what is this core self? It could be, now there is a little bit of, I know, talking that I am doing, but it could be You have done something, but you don't even know how you have done it. You come back and say, Saujanya, yesterday I did the presentation so well. I don't know how I did it. That is the core self. I don't know, something happened. I was able to do it beautifully. That is the core self. The core self is trying to talk to you, and actually it doesn't, it is just there. It is the larger kind of source which is helping you do things. You don't have questions, you don't have anything when the core self, you say you're in the flow, right? That's when the core self. Now, when the core self is getting covered with these beliefs and attitudes and knowledge and skills, and I'm not saying we should not use that. I'm saying in a particular situation, can we look at becoming someone else? What I mean by becoming someone else is using the characteristics or developing. Now, again, are we taking load there? No, what I'm saying is I can keep Preetha Balakrishnan aside. I can be someone else in that particular situation. Uh, Not really worried about attitude, beliefs, knowledge, skills, all of that. Be that. Come back being Preetha Balakrishnan whenever I want. This is the essence. Okay, so what I'm saying is, so you're using, it's not that you don't do this. It's not that this is new. There are various examples, right from Martin Luther King to so many people who actually create this personality. I'll give you an example. Martin Luther King he would actually wear spectacles because he would be very nervous to do public speeches. So I understand before going for a public speech, he would wear spectacles and go for that speech because he had created another kind of a personality. And whenever he would wear that, he would become that and go and give it. For today, for example, I'm wearing the sari and spectacles also for me to be in that formal zone. Suppose I'd come with jeans and casual kind of this thing, I can do the session. It's not that I can't. It's also about what people think of me, but especially when you're working from home and things like that, there is a kind of this is an external part that I'm talking about. But where we're getting into is the inner core, right? So this is, so I want to leave it here and ask
Yeah. Yeah.
what is it that people are understanding of this concept? And any further questions, Virginia, from your side?
Yeah. So, what you're saying is it's not about being casual. Just remove your shield. It's about being confident, bring your superpowers, and presentable and memorable in a way that feels natural for the
Yeah.
core self. To be
Right.
natural from your core self. That's what you're saying. So, which brings us to the very personal question for me. Hope everybody has that question. So now tell me how to get that real you out. We have some real you, we have that natural thing. How to get this real you out? Is there any technique for that also?
That is
And
what is the alter ego technique. So, using this technique, we are getting in touch with the core self. Exactly, Shravan is saying you are revealing secrets of being in multiple personalities. Absolutely. It is only humans who actually can be different in different situations. We cannot expect that from an animal. We have that ability. But because of the layers that we form, the core self is not coming up when it has to come up. So, in fact, there is a whole challenge that I've created videos around this 14 challenge, the 14 days challenge is there. There's a way of developing this alter ego. Using this
okay,
technique, you develop it slowly and steadily, then it becomes second nature. It becomes easy for you.
okay,
And it's not that you're faking it to make it, but you're doing this consciously and developing it, and you call that whenever it is required. And there is a way of doing it. And that's where I'm bringing the process, the intention in place. For everything, there is a
okay,
process. Like in corporates, there is a process for everything. Why don't we have a process for this, for personality development or creating an alternative personality? There is a process and there is an intention. Like we had that when we were cracking CAT, when we were cracking exams in the past. Oh, focus, focus, focus. We did that. But now in corporate scenarios with the politics and with so many difficult situations we are facing, we need to have a process for this also. And that's what I emphasize in creating this alter ego. And there is a methodology for it, intention and methodology for becoming Clark Kent if you need to in an office situation. Suppose there is so much of politics going on and you become the Superman all the time, probably it's not required. Probably you can create,
Yeah.
a Clark Kent kind of an personality to deal with that particular situation. A small technique for being confident speaker is to look above the head of audience, and which gives impression that you are in eye to eye contact. Yeah, I don't know if you're trying to tell me something. If I'm not looking at the head of the audience, I'm sorry about that. But thanks for that.
Yeah.
Perfect. How
So
do you
shall we
compare?
ask one questions to audience, Preeta?
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Uh, shall we take 5 seconds?
Yeah.
Just audience, it's a curious to understand what's one quality of the real you that doesn't fully show up at work. Can you type? Really, it's a interesting discussion we are with Preeta. So
Yeah.
what's that real you doesn't show up in your work?
So I
My sense
sure.
of humor.
Someone emotional, human mode. Nice. My sense of humor. Look at Srinivas. So beast mode, Abdul is saying. Okay, creative side of me, Saujanya says. Very nice. I'm very thankful that people are being very honest. You know, uh, Tambidurai says emotional side, negotiating skills. Ali sir says aggressive mode, Ranveer says. Beautiful. So it's very nice that people
Yeah.
are, very openly and sharing, taking ownership of most of the things Lalit says. Okay, pragmatic. Okay, so
So
I
it sounds like the real you doesn't need to be created. So everybody knows, just allowed to show up, right?
one is showing up, and if we have a technique, which is what I'm trying to emphasize, which is creating
Okay.
that alternative personality and also realizing that Superman and Clark Kent was, I'm sorry, I'm not looking at the camera. Lalit has given me the feedback. So creating that and being Clark Kent when it is required to, it is okay. Okay, and maybe as a husband or a wife or son or in-laws or whatever, is it always required to be a Superman is something we need to reflect. And therefore, I have this very quick thing. What exact, for us to understand what alter ego is not, then you will clearly understand what alter ego is. So, what alter ego is not is that it is not this motivation talk that I'm giving. Please write.
Right.
It is definitely not the motivation talk that, okay, today she's coming saying all this, tomorrow I go back to office, I have to face the situation. So it is not this motivation talk. It is not this, mumbo jumbo technique. Oh, some techniques, so many techniques are there. Again, one more technique. It is not that. It is basically real people like you and I doing hard things. Can you please type that it is a challenge? So you need to accept this challenge. Can you please accept the challenge and say CA, challenge accepted, because it is a real thing. Yes. Thank you so much for accepting the challenge because it's an innovative technique. It is not that I come and talk about this technique and it is over. Saujanya, thank you so much for bringing me in this forum. I was so, humbled that it has happened. It is definitely not, it's not easy in that sense. It is hard. And it is to
True.
make it real, we need to come out of our comfort zones. And
Yeah.
as leaders, one of the biggest thing is to come out of our comfort zones. So using this technique, the good thing is that there is a technique to come out of our comfort zones. So you can create, and I have a whole process for this. You can create this alter ego slowly and steadily. And that's why my challenge, it's actually a 90 days through the coaching process. The elements that I weave in this is also the alter ego. It's not only alter ego,
Okay.
but alter ego is also
Okay.
there because one needs to develop it. It's not that probably there are some people who are already doing it, but with doing it, as you rightly said, Saujanya, doing it with an intention, doing it with consistency on a regular basis in various situations is something that I am emphasizing. So, challenge accepted. Thank you so much for having accepted this challenge. Now, I want I don't know if we can do it. We have 10 minutes left, but I wanted
Yeah.
to real life kind of, in fact, there was a research that I wanted to share, and I wanted us to do this actually get into this of being someone else? Can we do that? We have 10 minutes.
Yeah, sure, we'll do that because some of people in audience, they might be still in the pop culture often shapes how we understand these ideas, right? Not able to understand still, is Superman not the alternate ego, the alter ego? That might be really, some people might still unsure about it.
Yes,
So
yes. So,
definitely we can play that.
do we open it for questions? Because can people ask questions? Do we do it that way, or do we? I leave it to you,
Yeah,
sir.
once if we close this, we
Uh,
can open that.
okay. So we
That
have.
comparison really helps us the difference between the hiding and revealing the strengths, right?
Yes.
Why this the question, whatever we are right now, maybe 50% of the audience are how many audience still? How many of you are still unsure of Superman is not an alter ego?
100% I'm telling you, it is just a beginning of this that has come up. I'm sure there are a lot of questions people have in their mind. So they must be wondering, what is she even talking?
Wonderful, it's clear.
So this
Okay.
is wonderful. Okay,
Okay,
excellent.
this is where actually honesty matters most, right? This motivation talk does not help when we get to real life situations. But just be honest and agree or disagree in the chats. This really helps us.
Yeah. So I
So
wanted to do two things, Sojana, before we close, because I'm very
Mm.
conscious of the time and it's a Sunday morning.
Right.
So this is, I don't think a 16, yeah, exactly. Santosh.
Yeah, it's not enough.
It is
You
not
can
enough.
connect with
It is
Rita.
definitely not enough, but it is definitely a flavor of what this, how we can use this technique in various meetings, in scenarios where you want to be visible. Probably you're not a naturally visible person. Naturally, we are introverted, which is not wrong, which is perfectly fine. But when you need to get there and make yourself visible naturally, can we use this technique? So there is a way of doing it. Okay. I wanted to
Okay,
quickly share a research. It's 11:52.
no
Uh,
problem,
this is
please.
in the University of Minnesota. This was actually conducted, this experiment with 4 years and 6 year olds. This
Okay,
and when this particular technique was getting, researched and finalized. With 4 and 6 year olds, what they did is they divided them into three groups, and they gave them a glass jar with a soft toy in it, and asked them to actually remove the soft toy, and they gave them a bunch of keys. Okay. Now the catch is that the keys did not, none of the keys really worked. Okay, the catch was that the children were not told that. Okay, the 4 year olds and 6 year old were not told that. So what was, it was given to them. So there were three groups. One group, what they said is there is a strategy. You can become Batman, what is that called? Uh, Doromon, is
Doraemon.
it?
Doraemon.
Huh. All
yeah,
that. You can do that. You can, whatever. They were given capes, they were given, you can wear that. You can. The other group was like, you can generally act. You're yourself, but you can pretend. Okay. The third group, you said you be you. I mean, nothing was told to them. Only one group was given the strategy of becoming Batman, Doromon, all of that. Now, see, the catch is you cannot basically open that and take the soft toy. But out of all the three groups, the group that won, and because it is like testing or teaching the children perseverance, right? So out of all the three groups, the second and the third group gave up. They said, "It's not possible. I don't think I can do this. What are you doing? This." But the first group, they wore the Batman cape and everything. And one of the 4 year old child actually said, "Batman never gives up." This was something the 4 year old child said, continued, trying and trying and trying till the end, and never gave up, and did not say that this keys doesn't work and all that, didn't even ask, because they impersonated Batman's values, Batman's everything. That's what we need to do in situations in the office when it's very difficult to be visible. Probably it's not our natural personality to be that, but we naturally need to become that by impersonating others' qualities. Why not? And it is only humans who can do that. No other, what do you call, being can actually become anyone else. It is humans who
true.
can become anything in any situation. So let's use that. So I'd like to close with that. We have 5 more minutes left.
Yeah.
And actually, I
So
thought I'll
to
do so much more, and I thought I'll do an exercise, but it's not
right.
possible.
That's
Yeah.
fine. So
Yeah.
to bring everything together. So
Yeah.
today's the more let's clarify the concept of today's the center of today's discussion is alternate ego, right? That alter ego. Can you say in one sentence what exactly an alternative to just to summarize?
Alter ego is nothing but alternative personality, creating that alternative personality. It's not split
So
personality.
right. That's what. If any confusions, I just want audience to be clear. After hearing this, uh, I'm asking audience, type one word in the chat and describe how this idea feels now. Is it lighter, clearer, doable, or interesting? Lighter, clearer, doable, interesting. After this session. Doable, clear, interesting. Wow. I'm feeling lighter.
Interesting, doable, and very clear. Any form of
Wonderful.
proven technique you would like to share, please? This is the formal proven. It's research, it is formal, it's proven, it is actually done by Olympians, leaders, coaches all over the world. It's not just a mumbo jumbo technique that I'm sharing just now. This is something that people use. Like I gave one example of Martin Luther King. Like that, there are many celebrities actually use this technique.
Correct.
So,
Understanding this really helps us see how we can reduce inner efforts, show
Shiva
up
is,
stronger, and
yeah,
grow without carrying unnecessary pressure. Actually, we carry unnecessary pressure and we try to, like copycats, we try to bring in a lot of other superpowers, forgetting our own superpowers.
yeah, yeah,
So
Sajid.
that's really
So Veer is saying doable, but the risk is we should select the right character. And then
correct.
you remember Batman. Veer, what you need to remember is the 4-year-old who said Batman never gives up. So we cannot become that in the end game, the other guy, right?
Hmm.
The age and stage, I keep forgetting the between the end game movie where the I don't know, none of you are giving helping me with that person's name. So we cannot become that character. If you become that, it's
You
going to
know something? I have the same problem of forgetting the names.
sure. Okay, so I think we have
Yeah.
2 minutes left. In fact,
Yes.
one thing that
So
I
let
want
us
to
open up for the questions. So anybody, can you raise your hands if two questions we can, two or three from the audience. Can you raise your hand?
Thanos, that's it. Thanos. Correct. Believing is very important. Yeah, perfect.
If I think it's a wonderful, clear topic. Nobody's raising their hand for putting the
Wow.
questions.
Either you feel that, oh my God, I need to go, it's enough, or I don't know.
Yeah,
I would,
Shravan. I
yeah.
think he raised his hand and he dropped off. Shravan, are you there? Yeah, Shravan, you can unmute yourself.
Yes, yes, a wonderful session. I think, you made our Sunday morning really interesting and, pretty much fascinating. So
I'm
one
not able
question
to
I had,
see Shravan, but I don't know where
uh,
Shravan is, but yeah, it's okay.
I'm sorry, I'm actually in the gym working out, but I was listening to your session. It was really good. I hope you can see me now.
Yeah, perfect.
Awesome. Yeah, I think this is the beginning. You have initiated the butterfly effect. I think there should be more content where we can dive into the topics and learn more from you. So just wanted to thank you for this session and wanted more sessions like this to have more insights how we can utilize these techniques in a corporate setting and do our best.
That's a
Thanks,
good
Shravan.
idea, Shravan.
Yeah,
Preetha, if you
thank you.
can share some links or some content, we can share
Mhm.
with our audience attendees. That will really help us.
Yeah, so the link, of course, is for you to join the coaching. You can get into the coaching. I do one-on-one coaching with
Any
the,
books or any referral content or links also?
yeah.
Yeah,
So,
definitely we will, the audience will connect with you through the LinkedIn.
yeah.
Guys, you can connect with Preetha and you can explore more. Apart from that, any books you suggest or any links,
See, this is
referral links for
basically,
the more
yeah.
content on this?
The whole concept has come through a person called Todd Herman. So you can have a look at that. And he has, I've developed it through that. This is everything is
Right.
out there. It is nothing like something unique that I have come up with in that sense. But to put a process, to put a kind of a to use this technique on a consistent basis and to get into a coaching kind of a framework and to build that so that uh, it becomes what do you call lack of the word, it becomes you naturally. It's not
Second
that
skin,
that's where we need
second
the
nature.
second nature, exactly. Become second nature is something we need to work on, we need to build on. So that's something I'll be willing to coach, to bring in, weave in this process in it's a 90-day kind of a framework and where we can work and build it. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So Dhruv want to
Uh,
ask some question.
Yeah.
Dhruv, you can unmute yourself.
Yes. Hi, Preetha. Just wanted to understand when we talk about getting into the skin of another character, somebody we want to project as us as, what do we do when there is a value system conflict that comes in with that personality? How
Sure.
do we handle that?
Yeah. So that's a very relevant question to ask. So while we develop an alter ego, and when we are trying to become, say, someone else, it could be role models, it could be anyone, it could be your father, whoever, right? I mean, it is in fact even imbibing the values of theirs. So the whole concept is to sort of create that distance from your own self. So the research work that we're talking about the 4-year-olds and the 6-year-olds who did it, when they impersonated Batman, it was the values of Batman. They didn't probably have it in any way and in such a young age. So so there is this whole thing as adults that we say that, hey, I don't want to be that person, right? But it is not about being that person. It is also it's actually imbibing the characteristic. So the characteristic is not something that you probably believe in or are used to. So it's also imbibing the values. So, in fact, there are exercises there. There are practical exercises that I help you all do in terms of, okay, in real life situations, when you go to a coffee shop, can you call that alter ego and be that in a coffee shop? So you start practicing it like this. And then in an office situation, you're also imbibing I don't know if I've answered the question, but you're actually imbibing the values of that individual, whomever that you want to be like. And that was the example that was a session that I wanted to quickly do. I don't think we have time for that, but I hope I've answered your question.
Yeah. I already shared Preetha's LinkedIn link here in the chat. You guys can connect with her. And also recording will be uploaded in the YouTube PMI. Please follow the PMIPCC channel. And we have another interesting 10-minute session by one of our member. Please be tuned here. And before closing this, today we explored how taking the load off doesn't mean lowering standards. It means aligning better with who we already are. Right, Preetha? When efforts reduces and clarity increases, visibility becomes natural and growth follows. Thanks to our speaker and thank you all of you for your honesty, chat participation and openness. If one idea stayed with you today, that's already in progress, right? So wish you all a lighter efforts and stronger visibility. See you in the next session. Going forward for the portfolio of events, Shiva will take care from the next sessions. And let me for such a wonderful session, Preetha, we just want to honor you with so on behalf of you, we planted
Trees for tigers, Sundarban.
yeah.
Wow, thank you
Yes,
so much.
Sundarban National Park. Wonderful trees. So we'll share you this certificate. Thank you so much for wonderful session, delivering this insightful session. And for everyone, let me hand over now to Suresh, our Director of Membership.
Thank
And
you.
also just a small
Thanks.
announcement. Yeah, Preetha, thank you. Thanks a lot. I'll connect with you. You all get one PDU. Just be tuned. And I'll share these QR codes after Suresh session. Suresh, you can take over.
Hey, thanks, Virginia. Hope everybody is able to see my screen.
Yeah.
So just to give a quick insight, we recently started a new initiative called Member Talk. So basically giving an opportunity for members like you to share your knowledge as well as your expertise with the fellow members. So this is going to be in a power talk mode. That means this session is going to be maximum of 15 minutes. So there's not going to be any specific lengthy session, right? It's very focused, very to the point, just one or two maximum takeaways. So for today's session, we have Mr. Arvind Lankala, so who is a member within our chapter. And in case if you are interested to speak for the future sessions, feel free to submit. I'll submit a Google form here. You can submit your interest. We'll reach out to you so that you can present in the future as well. So Arvind, over to you. Thanks again for being a part of this initiative. And in the meanwhile, I'll put the link in the chat while Arvind takes up the session. Arvind, over to you.
Yeah, thanks, Suresh. So it's a great initiative. And thanks, Preetha, for this energizing session this morning. I hope we had more time, we would have got more insights from you. Okay, thanks for that. So that said, probably I will share my screen and we'll quickly go through some of the thoughts which I have for to share for today. So before we start,
Arvind, are you owning your video?
Yes, I'm on. I think
his video is turned on. We can see him.
Yeah, I just want to spotlight him, but I can't see his video is on.
Okay, yeah, I think I'm on now. Okay, so just a quick introduction about myself. I have overall, the 20 years within IT, especially in the IT application development. And on the project management side, it's like 11 plus years where I've played multiple roles within the discrete manufacturing, the domain, especially on the PLM side. So that's in brief about me. Today, I just want to share my thoughts and what I learned, with some of the challenges that we see, in terms of the business landscape and, how we would be able to prepare and, we can respond to those challenges. I'm sure most of you are aware of this industry evolution. So it all started with mechanization, and now we are in the form of co-creation, where we collaborate with machines, okay, to get the things done. So that's a long journey. But over this journey, if you look at our processes have continuously evolved, right, which has led to the standardization. Okay, and there are more practices, and we got a lot of institutes like PMI, in this specific area, which have the standardized the ways of working, and the systems has evolved over a period of time. We were doing a lot of things manually, and now we do a lot of things, the electronic form, and the in terms of the capability. So in terms of the capability and the capacity, the things have evolved, over a period of time, and this is all resulted in a, the way the all over the world, the resources are connected. Whether be it on the supply chain side or be it on the, be it on the financials. We see the systems are getting connected better and better, and which resulted into a global economy. So the systems have they have become more productive, okay, efficient, effective, and so on. So all this journey, even this is the landscape where the companies are operating, right? And the companies have done a lot of the investments, okay, to be effective and to be efficient, and then to deliver a value to the customer. But what happens? A single stroke, it changes everything, right? We know the recent story, a recent thing that happened from Indigo. So for 2 decades, they were known for on-time performance. They were known for having a great network. But over the night, it all seems like fell apart, right? Uh, there could be a lot of reasons. We are yet to get what is the details. But just imagine the people who are at a forefront, okay, trying to put out the fire, right? So this is like, where you can see, we can put ourselves into that day to day, where we are trying to combat with the challenges which are coming our way, right? So the businesses, even whatever, we say they are efficient and effective, so there is always a lot of challenges that throws our way, and we are the first to handle that, being at operation managers or being at a project manager, whatever the role that we see, right? How do we respond to those challenges? So the within a business, we see this like any project or any program, okay, the three areas, like where I felt like the this we see a challenge. One is in terms of the complexity that's there within the system, and the uncertainty, and then next comes to handle the change, right? So these are the things which make the business environment or the day-to-day work more challenging and more interesting, right? uh, like for example, if I just take the complexity itself, complexity today, we see there is a lot of disruptions happening with AI, right? And there's a lot of things we are talking about, human machine collaboration, right? Or the markets are changing dynamically, so they are moving towards co-creation, they are moving towards hyper personalization. So, and we have built so many digital systems, and these systems are connected, interacting together. There is a lot of data that's flowing across, right? So these are some few examples, and we see the changes that is coming from the trade. Some of the policies are getting reshaped, and workforce dynamics like hybrid works, etc. All of that is contributing to the way that we are working, right? Uh, and also, if you look at, right, in a personal way, like you started leading one project, maybe in a 2 years, 3 years down the line, you might start leading uh, a, a 2x of the teams from what you are doing it, and down the line maybe 5x of the teams. So even the way at which you operate, the scale is also increasing. So how do we tackle these the things which are coming our way? Okay, what we need to do. So over the years, what I find is that the PMI triangle has has a beautiful solution for us, right? Where okay, it has a guidance for every project manager to improve the skills on the business side, okay, to be uh, uh, to be a better version, to understand the domain, so that we will deliver the value for the customer, right? Today, probably maybe you're working on one program or one project, okay, but if you can integrate yourself at a entire the ecosystem, so you would be able to better understand what you are delivering and how it will help your organization. So shift your focus from being in more of a delivery oriented, or just focusing only on the outputs. Move yourself onto the strategic alignment and value maximization. That's where we will see we can gain we can be putting ourselves into a shoe and probably uh, taking more value realization and value maximization for our clients, right? So that's one area where we can focus on. And the second is move from task-based approach. Probably today you are okay. The set of tasks to be done. So you are rigorously following up to get those tasks done, be on the schedule. Okay, move that to an effective governance, right? Where you can anticipate the risk, you can anticipate the changes that are coming up, and put a effective strategies to overcome those respond to those challenges. Okay, so that with the help of effective governance, you enable a better decision making, and you can navigate the challenges which are coming our way. Okay, and the third aspect which I say is on cultivate your leadership and sustainable practices, so that we become a champion or enabler for the solutioning. Okay, enabler for the change. Okay, uh, and by defining the high performing teams with more problems solving, effective problem solving areas. So these are the few areas, how we can align ourselves so that we will be better responsible, respond to the changes, which are happening, and how we can respond to that, right? So daily you can put some time, okay, just to improve, yourself, okay, in one of these areas. So we will be better respond to any kind of the problems which are coming our way, right? So that's it. I would just, thanks Suresh and team for giving this opportunity. Um, and it's a great initiative. I would urge everyone to participate and share your thoughts so that we all can benefit. Okay, thank you. Thanks everyone. So if any questions, I would like to happy to take that.
Okay, thanks, Arvind. It's really short and to the point. So, if you are there, you can, if there are any formalities, you can take over.
Yeah. Thank you all. If you all can just switch on your video once, we can take a group pic.
Yeah, Arvind, you can stop sharing. Yeah.
Wonderful participation. Wonderful audience. Thank you. Shrivan, Gautam, if you can switch on. Veer, Dhruv. Suresh, if you can see this side. One minute. Give me a minute. Some snipper tool came up. Okay, great. Thank you all once again. So let me share for the feedback form. You can. You can follow our SM handlers and do give the feedback. Thank you, Arvind, for a wonderful talk. It's very crisp and to the point and very apt.
Thanks, Manjeet.
Okay, I'm ending this session in a minute. Okay, thank you all. Thank you, Suresh. Once again, thank you, Shiva.
Thank you.
Thanks, team. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you all. Thank you.